98% of women find emotional vulnerability attractive. 8 reasons women are turned on by these guys. Leave a like on the video, my love, and if you are new to the channel, subscribe to receive new advice. Do this to help the channel continue to grow. Leaving a like is all I ask as a gift. Okay, so I know what you're thinking. Being vulnerable to a lady and letting them know that you have some emotional weakness probably makes you feel like you are less of a man, right? And probably makes you feel like you aren't being attractive because, well, let's face it, every woman is very emotional. They are emotional beings. So surely, opening about a weakness makes them feel like, oh, I don't want to date you. It's actually a great attractive trait for many different reasons, specifically because ladies know that you are genuine with your feelings and that you are emotionally healthy. And according to Dr. Brown, vulnerability is taking that emotional risk in saying something without actually knowing what the outcome could be. It's basically you showing up in your most authentic self, with the lasting thought of maybe she would turn around and say she doesn't actually love me, or maybe she doesn't want to go on a date with me. But obviously, you opening up first gives you a lot of confidence and makes you a little bit more attractive. So, stick around for the rest of the video. My name is Pamela Raquel. Number 1, you are able to express your emotions clearly. Now, this is very attractive because someone that is emotionally healthy with their own availability is able to recognize how they feel and they can manage their own emotions. Which means if you are dating someone who has this trait, you are less likely to struggle to understand what they want, how they feel, and what their needs actually are. It makes the relationship boundaries a lot smoother, and also it means that person is able to understand what you need, making the relationship overall a lot better. Because have a think, isn't it better to be with someone who can explain themselves truly over a long-term situation than it is to date someone that just cries and doesn't really know what's going on in their own head and spending the rest of your life with them? It's attractive because it gives you the ability to grow. If someone is emotionally healthy, it means the other person is able to accept what isn't working for them in the moment. This means you can fully acknowledge the process completely in taking the next steps to actually grow. Now, no one is exactly the same as the person they were when they were a teenager, of course. And if a lady sees that you can be just a little bit emotionally vulnerable at the start of a relationship, she is able to understand that you can grow as a person, which means you can keep up with life stresses and she doesn't have to worry about looking after you because you have your own. The overall communication is a lot better. A woman completely values communication because she understands her female friends and how she can connect with them based on this emotional support. She knows how they feel, they know how she feels, and it's just a great feeling process. Therefore, she knows that if you are able to open up about your own vulnerabilities, you are a lot better in terms of the communication process. You will tell her when you don't feel good about the relationship, when you are not happy with something, all in the hope for there to be a resolution and a chance to fix something. But also, she knows that you are able to express when you are happy. What it means you guys are less likely to have ridiculous heated arguments because both couples are just a lot better at communication. It means they can speak up what they want, they can listen, and they want to find a solution pretty quickly without both people becoming heads. There is a deeper level of empathy. Vulnerability is attractive because it lets the other person know that they have a deeper level of empathy and care and understanding, and it means they are not willing to push aside that fear of rejection to just be our true valuable self. And we know it's not an easy skill to talk about things. A lot of people don't commit to doing good things for the fear of rejection. However, if someone is skilled in doing just that and putting themselves out there, it means women are able to appreciate that they understand the struggle because the vulnerability is apparent in females too. The trust is stronger. Naturally, someone that is able to offer their vulnerability is also someone that values trust in a relationship. And these people will trust each other in a relationship, meaning the intimacy builds much quicker in the overall relationship, and it's genuinely a very, very healthy relationship. You are not bothered about society's opinion of you. Let's address the elephant in the room here, guys. Because society tells you to wipe your tears, and if you are crying, it's a sign of weakness, apparently. It's a sign of weakness if a guy has emotions, which is completely ridiculous because if guys weren't supposed to feel emotions, evolution would have taken them away, right? So if a woman can say that a guy is able to be honest and talk about his emotions and open up with his vulnerability, she knows he isn't someone that's a slave to the social hierarchy. It means he is much more willing to break through what society tells him to do in order to just be his true self, which is incredibly attractive. A guy that is able to say, "This is how I'm feeling, this is what I'm doing today," it means they are vulnerable because they don't know how people are going to react to it, and it's really ballsy and very attractive. And the beauty behind being vulnerable is, it's still painful for a woman to admit her feelings as well. So when a guy admits his feelings, she just feels a lot more like, wow, he just goes against every grain of society, written things on the wall, and he's just incredibly awesome. Now, as ladies know how much strength is needed to open up about your feelings, we completely understand how much you feel when you do put yourself out there to feel slightly uncomfortable. We get it, we acknowledge it, we feel it, and we appreciate it. You can just enjoy the moment. Now, the most valuable thing about being in a relationship is being able to open up and love someone every single day, but bittersweetness here, with that hidden thought in the back of your mind that that person could stop loving you for some reason. They could just go out one day and find someone else. However, this doesn't stop people wanting to be in relationships. It means they are putting themselves out there on that vulnerability line for the chance of actually being exposed and not being loved back. However, when you accept this as a genuine outcome of every single relationship, you think, you know what? I'm not scared of it. If it happens, it happens. I'm happy right now. And it means you are able to really feel good in the moment and experience some amazing situations and experiences with your partner. Because for those that have a fear of intimacy and they are very avoidant in their relationships, it means that they struggle to build vulnerability with other people. Therefore, they always hold back because the dread of being abandoned and hurt is always at the top of their mind, meaning it gets in the way for every relationship because they shut down. And women are very quick to notice this in a guy. However, if a guy is being very vulnerable towards the side of a relationship, she thinks, he's emotionally healthy, I'm gonna date him. It means you are a great fatherly figure. As women, we think about every single long-term situation, no matter what it is, what we're doing. It could be work, it could be owning a car, it could be our potential partners. It's naturally ingrained into us. And if we can value someone's current state of emotions, we can see what they would be like when they grow as a person. If they are able to talk about their feelings, it shows they are great to connect with other people's feelings, specifically with children. And remember, children haven't quite understood their vulnerability. But when a guy is really good with children, we're like, oh, well, gotta date him now. A child gets upset, and they cry, and they might not always know why they are feeling sad because they haven't built that intelligence yet. And that's where the mothers, the fathers, the guardians come in because they train the children to say, I'm upset for this reason. For example, the guy might say, are you sad because you're hungry? Are you sad because you broke your toy? Now, being able to teach someone else these types of skills when it comes to emotions is very, very, very attractive. If you've made it this far, my love, comment below with the word 100% or something else to let me know, to confirm that you've received the knowledge from the video so far. For more interesting topics, subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video and share it later. Let's continue. Girls only do this if they really like you, don't skip this guide. Sometimes trying to figure out if a girl likes you can be extremely difficult because you end up thinking, maybe she's just being nice like a friend, and then you absolutely, completely miss those signs. So, let's dive into the many traits that a girl does when she actually likes you. My name is Pamela Raquel, and have an amazing day. The first thing she will do is give you the second stare, accompanied with a smile. If you lock eyes with a girl, it could be an accidental look. However, you will know that if she continues to look at you, she likes you. When your eyes meet up, she might give you a smile, a giggle, or a nervous look. She might completely turn herself away, but then she comes back and approaches you and smiles more. These are all signs that she definitely likes you, because the most obvious sign she doesn't is that she gets rid of any eye contact whatsoever and literally turns away like this. The prolonged eye contact, the longer that a lady stares at someone, well, the more chances she has at releasing oxytocin, which is the love bonding hormone if you didn't know. So if you see a lady that is actually looking at you for longer than 3 seconds, it's a sign she's trying to engage with you and she wants you to come over and introduce yourself. Or maybe she's micro-sleeping, but I'm sure it's not that one. She looks self-conscious and is fidgeting. You will notice that a lady fiddles with her hair, her jewelry, or something on her person, and it's a sign she's a little bit anxious and she's doing this behavior to calm her nerves. But what's important here is that this isn't just the one thing you have to look out for. This has to be teamed up with lots of other signs in the video to be a guaranteed go-ahead. She does like you. Because she could just be fiddling with her scarf because she's actually very anxious in general. She connects you both on social media. If she is doing anything to connect the both of you together, this is actually her showing you off because, well, she's very interested. It could be she tags you in pictures of you both together, she shares something on your Facebook wall, or even comments on your pictures and statuses. Basically, she's telling the world that she wants to be seen with you and associated with you. She gets in contact first and very often. If it feels like she's trying to maintain that conversation, keeps the topics going, she pops up out of nowhere asking how your day is going, it's a sign she really is feeling something for you. If it feels like she's trying to put in a lot of effort into her messages without them coming across as very generic and boring, and she wants a response, it's because she wants you to see her as an interesting person and get a good back and forth going on between you both. Oh, the subtle inquiry into your dating life. Notice how she asks if you are single. She's not going to do it directly. She will be very clever about how she gathers this information. She wants to know all about your female friends, your recent breakups, and anything that is going to give her enough information for her to know that you are healthy, you are single, and available for her. She gives you her undivided attention when you guys are talking. You will notice she is focused intently on you. She's not checking the notifications on her phone, she won't interrupt you when you are talking. She looks you in the eye, and if someone interrupts the conversation, she will always go back and make you finish that thing that you were actually saying prior to the interruption. She wants to spend as much time as she can with you. A lady that is interested will make herself very available to a guy. You may feel you're running into her by accident, when really, this was done on purpose. If you seem to be hanging out a lot in the friend group or going to the favorite bars together, she's doing this so that she can see you a lot often, to build that attraction. She tries to build an emotional connection. Don't expect small talk from a girl that is interested in you. She's very sincere about your emotions because she wants to know more, and this is where guys get confused thinking that she's just been very friendly. She's building a connection, don't confuse it. While she is asking you questions, she looks you in the eye when she talks. You will notice she shares secrets about her own personal life too, and this is all in the bid for you guys to build a connection and grow with each other. She is very, very giggly. Now we all knew this one was gonna crop up and make an appearance in the video, didn't we? Because girls that fancy someone will actually laugh at their jokes, despite how corny, cringy, or dad jokey they are. The not-so-accidental touch. Guys are great at wow, so many things, apart from actually this specifically small thing, they have no idea if a touch was accidental or on purpose. Let me tell you, when a girl touches a guy, she does not do this accidentally. I mean, if she fell over onto you, that's very obvious that it was an accident. But when she touches you, it is always a sign that she wants you to know that there is a lot more available if you want to come over and grab it. She will disguise it though, she doesn't just kind of run up to you with her hands open wide and crossing your face. She'll make it seem very motherly in a non-weird way. I mean, she will squeeze your arm when you say something emotional, offer to hug you when you share a sad story, or hug you to congratulate you. Physical closeness. She stands next to you at any moment that she can. Maybe you guys work together, and you notice that when you have your meetings, she is always there. If you guys hang out in the same friend group, she is always next to you. She will always want to stand or sit next to the person she is most interested in, so be very mindful of this. She exposes her skin. Now, you can take this as delicate or as extreme as you think. If a girl is trying to show off her assets, you know what I'm talking about, it's because she is trying to attract you. But some sort of things that you will notice is she will expose the actual neck area. So if you see her flipping her hair back like this or putting her hair up or even revealing her wrists, she is showing you her delicate parts of herself because it's a sign of femininity and that she's actually trying to seduce you. If you've made it this far, my love, comment below with the word 100% or something else to let me know, to confirm that you've received the knowledge from the video so far. For more interesting topics, subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video and share it later. Let's continue. Women get turned off when you say these things, and you're probably saying them. Today, we are in dangerous territory because we are going to discuss some of the things that guys say which completely turn ladies off. Now, this is useful because it's stuff that you will say on the date, you will see in your long-term relationship, in your marriage, which will 1. Stop you from getting the second date, 2. Potentially get you a slap, and 3. Well, you're not going to have any intimacy. You know where I'm going with that. So, you're going to find out a little bit more about the things that you should not really ever actually say. This is the video for you. My name is Pamela Raquel, and if you are watching from the UK today and you are melting in the heat like I am in the studio, give me a huge thumbs up. Let's start the video. The first thing is bragging about your gym gains. Like, yeah, that's great you go to the gym, but unless we're gym heads ourselves, we probably don't really care. No, I can say that with confidence, we definitely don't care. We don't care what type of routine you have, we don't care about the protein shake you talk about, and we don't really care how much you can deadlift and bench. It's just something that us ladies don't really have an interest in. Like I said, unless we are competing for bodybuilding tryouts ourselves. You are literally saying, look at me, I'm filled up with testosterone, don't you like me, baby? I could pick you up and bench you 30 times. It's a little bit weird, and it's very arrogant at the same time. And remember, women want to date positive guys. We don't care how much you can bench. Yeah, it's nice that you look good, but apart from that, we don't want to hear it. Too many swear words. If you end up giving us sentences which you can't finish an actual sentence without inserting a swear word, it shows you have a lack of intelligence. Now, this doesn't apply to every single relationship because there might be ladies that swear a lot themselves, but as an average rule of thumb, specifically on very first dates, try to refrain from swearing as much because it shows that you have to add lots of specific emphasis into your sentences to sound more sincere, to be more exciting, to show your aggression. Basically means that you aren't confident with the things you have to say because you have to add in lots of emphasis. Turning everything sexual. If you are the type of person that turns everything into a sexual innuendo, you come across as slightly strange. Women will assume that 1, you are reverging, and you are obsessed with sex, but 2, it shows that you only just care about sex with her and not actually her for who she is. Women don't ever want to feel used, and this type of behavior makes you come across as a player. Now, back in our drum video, we actually talk about the signs of perfect attraction, that is having a little bit of sexual tension but making her feel comfortable. And if you do one or the other, it could be you come across as a player, or you come across and you end up getting friend-zoned, which you don't want any of those things. So try to refrain from turning everything sexual. I get it, she might be really hot, you are trying to get her into the mood by talking about sex, but talking about sex really does the complete opposite and will turn her off. Next on the list, we have not texting first. Women do love the chase, and if you want to know more about the psychology of why that is, we do have a video dedicated to just that. You can check that out in just a moment, but in general, women hate to feel like they are the one that's driving the conversation. If you never text her first, one day she's going to scroll through and think, all my messages are blue, there's nothing from the other person, clearly I'm being too needy and clingy, and she will detach and break away. And that is when she starts giving you the tests. She will start to withdraw and pull away, be a little bit cold, to actually find out if you actually miss her. So yes, if you don't text first and you only reply to her messages every once in a while, she's going to be very majorly turned off. Sorry, what? What did you say? Yes, if you have to ignore your lady, it's a huge turn off. Women don't want to be second best to your smartphone, to Reddit, to your PlayStation, to a sports game. If you have to constantly say, sorry, what babes, I didn't hear you, it's a huge turn off, so please listen if you can. For a girl's product, I actually quite like it. There's something slightly misogynistic when a guy says something along the lines of, you know what, for a lady's razor, it actually works pretty well, or, you know, for this nail polish here, this actually works really well at removing this adhesive sticker off my car. As you guessed, it's a little bit rude, and women don't want to hear that they are anything less than equal to guys. Obviously, that's where society is going at the moment. So if you actually manage to come up with a phrase or a sentence or suggest that, for a girl's product, that's kind of okay, it makes her feel like, dude, like what the hell? Body shaming, this isn't any form of you telling her that she's put on a couple of pounds, this is you comparing her to an ex, this is you comparing her to a celebrity, or basically telling her that she is not good enough how she looks, therefore she needs to change to somehow be good enough for you. Now, I get it, sometimes we do pack on the pounds in a relationship, but there's a way of actually wording it in a nice way, but that also means supporting her through that, and if you make her feel that she is anything less than perfect to date you because she's not good enough, this is going to majorly turn her off. Now, guys, sometimes don't realize the emotional effect that these types of phrases have. I've had it personally, a guy told me that his ex-girlfriend was ridiculously curvy and I should consider getting surgery, and I'm like, well, why do I want to be your girlfriend anymore if I'm clearly not good enough? Is it that time of the month? Because you're pretty angry right now. Women are allowed to have emotions, women are allowed to be angry, and we don't always have to be constantly menstruating whilst we're angry. We can be angry at anything. There's something a little bit immature when a guy turns around and tells us that we are experiencing a certain scenario based on our bodily functions. It's immature, and women just do not like it. Wearing makeup is false advertisement. It's kind of like a swings and roundabout situation. However, women don't put makeup on for guys, they do it for themselves. We will start practicing new eye techniques, we want to buy a new eyeshadow palette, and we will put makeup on to make ourselves feel good, and that means we don't leave the house. So yes, some of us practice new makeup techniques at 3 o'clock in the morning when everyone else is asleep. It's something girls do. We don't wear makeup for your amusement, and if you actually think that we are this perfect with all of our fake eyelashes on, our porcelain skin, well then the problem's actually you. You're just way too emotional. There's something that is such a huge turn-off when a guy tells a lady that she is too emotional. Yeah, she has emotions, she's a lot more emotionally stimulated and intellectual than guys, sadly, that's how women have been created. It makes a lady feel very underappreciated because basically, you are saying, how dare you have emotions like you have emotions, that's weird, I don't understand it. The problem is your problem. If you are dating a girl, you have to understand that she does have emotions, she's higher up on that emotional ratio than what you are, so by talking out loud and telling her that she's in the wrong and that she's very sensitive and overly emotional, well, why would you want to date a woman if you weren't willing to put up with the emotional side of her, right? Talking about other women. I get it, guys like the looks of lots of different types of women, but their girlfriends don't want to hear it. If you end up talking about how gorgeous a certain celebrity is, don't expect your girlfriend to give you any intimacy for that night because she will think, wow, I'm being told I'm not good enough. It relates very closely to the body-shaming phrase we just talked about. Women want to always be as perfect as they can, they want to feel good about themselves, and when you start talking about how amazing someone else is, they almost feel like all this effort is going to nothing, and he doesn't really like me. You were just like your mother. Yeah, we don't want to hear this. If you tell us that we are like our mums, we will probably not want to talk to you for the next couple of hours. It really does turn us off. Sometimes we have less than ideal mother situations, and for you to compare us to our mums, we're like, whoa, that's very below the belt. I'm very offended right now. Insulting your ex. You might be doing it to one-up your current girlfriend by talking about how bad your previous ex-girlfriend was. We understand that, but you actually come across as very toxic because it's very immature that you can't just let that relationship rest. It's over, you forget about it, you're supposed to talk about positive things instead, but if you do stop bringing up how terrible she was and start talking about stories, we are kind of like, you're talking about her a lot. Are you over her? Why are you with me? It doesn't actually spur us up to want to have intimate moments with you. Now, this ties on very nicely to the previous phrase, and that is insulting her ex. If you feel it's okay to insult her ex-partner because it makes you come out on top, this is actually a very toxic trait. It's bad behavior, and obviously, this goes both ways. If she was doing it to your exes, obviously, this will definitely apply. If you are insulting someone that she has spent a lot of her time with, it's a sign of immaturity that you are not willing to accept that she once had previous partners before you. If you've made it this far, my love, comment below with the word 100% or something else to let me know, to confirm that you've received the knowledge from the video so far. For more interesting topics, subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video and share it later. Let's continue. 11 irresistible mysterious traits that women love in a guy. Girls are fascinated by these men. If you have ever wondered why women actually find mysterious guys very irresistible, well, this is your lucky day because I'm going to share a little secret with you. When we fall in love with someone, we end up getting pretty bored when we basically know who they are. We've figured them out, we know what their dreams are, their weaknesses, their favorite pizza topping, pretty much anything that you can think of. However, when we have a mysterious guy that's thrown into the mix, we never truly know anything about them. We don't really know what they're thinking, and this is beautiful because it drives a lady wild because she always wants to chase him. So, this video is going to give you the many different traits that make men irresistible to the ladies. My name is Pamela Raquel, and welcome to the video. Trait 1, they are very charismatic without doing a great deal. These types of guys are super cool. They may have some cool gadgets that they show off once in a while. They have some amazing topics to talk about, but what you realize is they don't actually do anything to impress people on purpose. They are accidentally cool, which makes them even cooler. They don't really mind whether people like them or if people don't like them. They are not the type of guy who wants to go out there and brag about stuff because bragging to them is pretty icky. They don't care for gossip, they just want to get on with life and do things that they enjoy, and talking bad about someone is something they really cannot stand. Trait 2, they challenge how a lady thinks. He has the power of being so irresistibly mysterious that he can change what she thinks about. He's not rude and he doesn't make her question her own religious beliefs, for example. He just merely says, "Okay, so why do you believe that?" and then asks her more follow-up questions to make her talk more about the things she believes in. Now, this is brilliant because, remember, women are emotional creatures, and if you can get a woman to want to open up emotionally about something, you have definitely made her feel comfortable, which is the first point of attraction. She actually thinks, "You know what, I think a little bit differently about that, and, you know what, that guy is amazing. I'm very attracted to him." So, she still believes in the things she believes in, her values, her beliefs, her dreams, however, she sees it from a different side point now. These types of guys, while they don't get aggressive easily, this guy is one that does not lash out when he's not getting his own way. He doesn't seek control because he doesn't care if he loses control. He is not an angry, aggressive person, and obviously, we know why women would like this. A lady never quite has his heart. Another mysterious trait is how a guy is very focused on his own interests, his dreams, and living out his passions that they will always come just above a lady because he understands the importance of having a variety of different loves. That means that it's not that the girl is second priority and second best, he just doesn't stop doing things when he's in a relationship. They don't talk much. A mysterious guy doesn't really talk about his day, he doesn't really want to share what he got up to at the weekend or his future plans. And because of this, a woman is so interested and in tune to find out more about him that she asks lots of questions. So, she naturally invests a lot of time into him and before she knows it, she's definitely addicted to him. This type of guy has a small circle of good people. The mysterious guy isn't the type to brag on social media about the things he got up to. He doesn't have a wild friend group, which makes her feel relieved. Instead, he has a very close-knitted situation with everyone in his life, and because he has a small group of people that are constantly there, it means he invests his time into everyone and he's really awesome when it comes to relationships with friends, with family, not just girlfriends. Now, women love this because it's a sense that he is very mature, and obviously, women want to date mature guys. They are more emotionally aware of themselves. A mysterious guy is someone that is very well attuned to how he is feeling, and because his internal state affects how he's on the exterior, he won't force himself to do things that he doesn't like. He's slightly easy to read, so because of this, he's more able to open up about his emotions with women, and women absolutely love this in a guy. Everyone on the planet is an emotional creature, however, society has sadly made you guys feel that you have to subdue and water down your emotions because apparently, it's considered a weakness. And having to get a guy to realize it's okay to actually open up about how he feels, it's a lot of stress to have to deal with. Therefore, the mysterious guy has already hit the nail on the head with his emotions, making the relationship overall a lot smoother to run. Plus, if he knows how he feels, it means he's more in tune with her emotions as well. They keep a lady chasing. We have covered a video dedicated to the whole works of psychology and why women love to chase guys, so feel free to check that out next. But a mysterious guy is one that doesn't want to chase girls, he's so busy doing the things that he loves that women always feel they have to run up behind them and constantly keep them aware that she exists. Naturally, this goes in alignment with the push and the pull of the female and the male dynamic relationship, and women absolutely love to do this. But one of the other amazing things about a mysterious guy is the fact that a lady cannot quite read his mind. She doesn't know how he feels and what he's planning to do next, and this uncertainty is what drives that force to keep her chasing, to make sure that he still wants her. Another great trait is how amazing he is at his overall observations. A mysterious man is one that spends a lot of time alone because he loves his own company, and he strives to seek information and knowledge about things that he's interested in. And because of this, he questions a lot of things around him, and when he looks at something, he wants to know more about it. Therefore, he's very intellectual in nature. He is the guy that can pick up when a lady isn't feeling her usual happy self. Therefore, the woman feels closer to a guy like this because she doesn't have to directly state how she feels and explain it and say how to make this guy explain my emotions. Instead, he just gets it. So naturally, the state of being a great observer means that you are also a great communicator, and he's not the type of guy that will crack jokes that will offend people in the friend group because he's already clocked on to those around him, and he knows what type of person they are, and makes sure that he doesn't do anything to offend or upset anyone. And this is a woman's dream. They are calm and they give some amazing advice. This guy is so aware of his inner world, and because of that observant behavior that we just mentioned, he knows what is well and truly going on around him at all times. He is not the type of man to take a leap without looking, invest the whole house deposit into stocks and then hopefully wait, there's no dip. And a lady does not want to have unnecessary stress in a relationship, just like a guy doesn't. However, this type of man, because he's not going to conjure up stressful situations as much, is calm and collected, and also his intellectual experience means he gives some of the best advice ever. So naturally, he looks after her in a better way than the rest of the guys can because he's very in tune to how he feels, and if a woman can open up and feel safe with a guy, she's more likely to fall in love with him. They are extremely self-sufficient. A mysterious guy is one that does not need to be looked after by a lady. He knows exactly what he needs to do in life, and he always works on becoming the best version of himself or discovering what that best version could be. Yes, she wants to build up a guy, providing he starts on a good baseline, and these types of guys, she already knows there is a good baseline to build a relationship because there's a lot less hard work needed, making a relationship a very balanced, mutual decision as opposed to actually looking after a man, means something she's more willing to go for, and it makes sense. The less work a woman feels she has to do to be happy, the easier it is because, hands up, no one wants a hard relationship, now do they? Not at all. Thank you for getting to the end of the video. That really means a lot, and something that you can do to really make my day is to subscribe to the membership on our channel. The link in the description bar below will tell you more about what that entails, but specifically, you get your name up on our superfan board right here. These are some amazing people that support the channel every single month. If you appreciate the amount of content that we are pumping out on a weekly basis, then this is a great way to say thank you. I really hope you have an amazing day. See you in the next video.